Alright, boys and girls, turning into the stream back again. They've took a very quick short break and both teams are already ready to go into what could potentially be the last match on the selections over here. Bear in mind that they are playing a best of 3 game over here. And Team Old Boys, led by Sunshine, has taken the game number 1 at the previous game so far. And if you look at the scoreboards of the previous game, it's pretty even in terms of kills, except that the net worth charts went into the favor of Old Boys team by about 20k towards the end of the game. So the turnaround time earlier was about within this 18 to 20 minutes mark, where the blink daggers of Old Boys started coming out, and that's when around the 25th minutes and 26th minutes they start turning around, making a couple of good plays as well as some good catches and initiation by Baifan as well as Andrew, with the blinks into the stun and the fissures. And Radiant immediately banning out the Wraith King, as they wouldn't want to deal with the Wraith King just now. They would notice that I don't like the Wraith King in this current patch, in this current meta. He's got a lot of push potential, and the reincarnation's cooldown is really just too low. It's only about 40 seconds. Most of the time he could really survive. Like if the fight gets drawn out to more than 40 seconds, he will be able to reincarnate twice. And I really don't fancy the Wraith King playing against the Wraith King in the patch right now. So, and it seems like he's also a pretty strong pick, and it seems like the Radiant team, Friendly Peanut, has banned out both the heroes that was played by Andrew as well as Baifan in the previous game, the Wraith King as well as the Earthshaker, as their first 2 bans. Whereas on the side of Sunshine, they have banned out the Tiny, who was also played in the previous game by the Funny Face. Slowly taking their time with the picks right now, and also the banning phase. Banning out the... What the hell is this fella called again? Okay, I can't remember right now. Let me just check. He is called Willow, that's right. His name is Willow. Oh my god. Okay, so it's banning out the Willow again. They don't want to play against the Willow, as well as the Enchantress. The Enchantress has been pretty strong before the TI patch, and she was one of those heroes that people don't want to play against, as she was very strong sustaining herself in the offlane. And looks like Team Sunshine won't want to let them have the Enchantress. And the Lion pick once again as the opening on the side of Radiant. That seems to be likely Emperor's hero once again on the support. Whereas counter picking on the first pick on Sunshine side is the Silencer. Also looks like it will be played by, again, the Doctor, as he has just made a couple of good global silence in the previous first game. And that global silence match allowed him to turn around with the blink forwards from the rest of his other teammates. So that was pretty well done over there. Weaver being the second pick of Sunshine, and then the second pick of the Radiant side will be the Centaur Warrunner. So they have enough disables to deal with the Weaver, but with the silences, global silence, the Weaver will be able to run free. And that is something that the Radiant side of at least Peanut will have to figure out, whether what is the hero that would be good to deal with the Weaver. So you just quite a lot of disables as well as silence coming out to deal with the Weaver, when the Weaver is pretty strong towards the late game. And Peanut still favoring the ban on the Phoenix. Looks like he don't like playing against the Phoenix, and thinking that Team Sunshine might go for a draw strat over here to cheese them a little bit. So he's immediately banned out the draw on as his 4th ban. Banning out the Necrophos, not exactly sure why. I don't really like the Necrophos in the current patch. He's pretty weak in terms as his cooldown for his Reaper Scythe has been increased quite substantially, as well as the Death Pulse damage just not dealing too much as compared to before. So I don't really see him being played quite a lot nowadays, but it seems like Peanut decides to ban him anyway. Sunshine looks like he will pick the Slardar, as Slardar is pretty good to deal with against Weaver. He's got his ultimate to scout out the Weaver, as well as a low cooldown on his stun. So if the Centaur Runner, the Lion, and the Slardar stun will be a very strong initiation, as well as a team fight if the side of Peanut were to pick this hero. So looks like Sunshine is going to deny them that pick and pick the Slardar for themselves instead. Well, they need some form of stun anyway on the side of Sunshine, as currently it's only the Silencer. So see how Peanut will want to pick a hero, maybe a carry that will be able to get himself out of the Silencer. Bane. Okay. Well, I kind of like Bane, this hero, as he has enough disables to, well, practically disable 3 heroes if he is able to land all of them at one go. He's got the Nightmare, he's got his first skill, which deducts the damage of the opponents, and as well as he's got the the first skill is called Enfeeble. So Enfeeble would reduce the damage of the carry on the side of the Dire, as well. He also have his ultimate, which then traps the heroes. So altogether, he has got 3 disables. So coupled with the Lion's stun, X, and Centaur War Runner's Stomp, they seem to have enough stuns to deal with the Weaver, definitely. But because of that single target spells that Bane has, as well as Lion, seems that the counter for Sunshine's team as a carry would be pick the Terrorblade. And the Phantom Lancer is still in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
Bloodseeker. The Bloodseeker looks like it could be played at mid, or he could be played at the safe lane or the off lane. The Bloodseeker is quite an open pick over here, as it would seem that Sunshine has not shown who his mid lane will be. But looking at this, it seems that again on Peanut's team side, they have a good amount of initiation as well as lockdown. So likely what would happen is that they will go for the Bane Nightmare, or just into the Lion Stun, into the Silence, by the Bloodseeker. So the Bloodseeker will be supported by a huge amount of stuns over here. And in that case, for Team Sunshine, looks like they will just want to play Rat in this next game over here. They will just want to try to rat them out. You've got Weaver and Terrorblade, who are strong enough to take down lanes by themselves and also sustain themselves in the lane towards, as long as they manage to hit the mid game timing. So looks like the strategy that Sunshine will be going would be to rat, as you see that they have already banned out the Tinker, who is gonna be that counter over there. But it seems like Peanut thinking hard right now. He needs to be able to find a hero for his mid that will be able to do wave clear, deal with illusions, as well as deal with Terrorblade if they were to push this into late game. So in order to avoid that from happening, Peanut would have to choose to either attempt to take the game early and try to take them down as fast as they could, but all of his heroes right now are not really good pushers in the lane. So let's see what the mid lane pick will be for Friendly Peanut. He will want to use enough time to figure this one out. What would be a good pick over here? Benedict, Stardust, Sunset, support team. I don't know. We have to leave it up to them to figure this one out, and it seems like Peanut is equally stuck with me right here. 30 seconds left on the reserve time available for the side of Radiant. Based on the picks so far, I think I'm favoring Sunshine's picks definitely. Unless this one, and he has went with the Shadow Fiend to deal with the illusions and to deal with Terrorblade, and well, because Shadow Fiend is pretty strong towards the early to mid game. Oh, and and you have a Zeus, which will be played by Sunshine at the mid lane against the Shadow Fiend. I think we would expect that Zeus might be suffering a little bit more at the mid lane against the Shadow Fiend. That's provided Sunshine is able to position himself well and use his manas effectively and efficiently over here. But looking at the draft so far, I gotta say, I think I'm going with Team Old Boys with this one. They have the stun, they have enough split push, and they also have enough crowd control as well as a counter initiation. If Zeus will be able to, cast out Thunder Wrath in the right time, then the side of Peanut won't be able to pull off good initiations or just good ganks if Zeus has that vision coming out for them. So they've got a couple of global damage coming out from there. You've got the Doctor with his global silence to stop the initiation, as well as you've got Sunshine to counter if he needs to join in the fight even from a very far range. Just use Thunder Wrath, as well as once he got his Arcanum Scepter, that would be very useful to him. And the tips are coming up. Immediately tipping up Emperor. Looks like Emperor will be the target to hit. Alright. Oh, then ISB is just sharing a bit of love with Peanut over there, tipping his teammate. Smoked up Docker, immediately walking in, trying to see if they could find a good spot to ward. Then he's dropped down his ward over there with the smoke. Wards at the mid. Looks like mid will be the important place where they want to make sure their mid survives properly. But if Zeus scouts it out, he will be able to get those wards by himself. So with the amount of time counting down so far, let me just introduce the teams right now. And the players, we will have the formation playing the Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. On the Radiant side, we have the Centaur Warrunner played by Funnyface. At the off lane, Emperor on the Lion once again. And we have the Bloodseeker played by Friendly Peanut. This will be their carry. He will be supported by IISB on the Bane. Whereas on the side of Dire, you have Sunshine mid playing the Zeus. You have Silencer played by the Doctor once again. Weaver will be played by Paifan. And it seems like they switched up the roles a little bit. Looks like Paifan will be playing the safe lane Weaver, whereas Mugiwara will be playing the off lane Terrorblade, and he will be supported by the Doctor over here. And Sladar, Andrew will be playing with the safe lane, at the safe lane with Paifan. So, well, you can see that this is quite a different position over here. It seems as though they switched up the safe lane as well as the off lane, because Paifan and Andrew was in the off lane in the previous game. So now it looks like they switched both their positions with Mugiwara playing Terrorblade on the off lane side for the Dire. Okay, Zeus immediately trying to take out some damage, dealing some damage onto Reformation over here. This should be the interesting one to see, as you want to see whether Reformation will be able to get his lead onto Sunshine, and that is what they will want to get because once the SF has gained a lead over last hits against Sunshine, he will be able to deny a lot of Sunshine's creeps as well as farm. Then Sunshine will be starved over there. Oh, immediately so aggressive over there. Emperor already dropping down low. Paifan. Oh, that stun coming out from Funnyface allows him to stop Paifan from moving forward and taking the damage onto the Lion end. So Emperor will be able to TP away.
Missing bottom.
Quite an early aggression coming out from there, but they need to remember that they are dealing with two stuns here, from the Storm coming out from the Centaur Warrunner as well as the Lion stun. Look at the damage coming out just from one stun from Andrew, and Paifan has immediately managed to take him down to half HP. ISB.
Oh no.
He was playing the Winter Wyvern in the previous game, and he was positioning himself really well, being a really good nuisance to the offlane side of the team. The Doctor hides himself in the trees, casts out the Arcane's Curse just to see if he could deal some harassment over there to see if they could just make Friendly Peanut move away. Sunshine topping the last hits charts once again. Reinformation not too far away. IASB, looks like he will be able to get the kill. He has used the Nightmare into the silence, and Friendly Peanut has managed to take that kill. Oh, sorry, it was IASB's kill. Early game wins over here, 2-0. And at the safe lane side, looks like Python not doing so well at the last hits, as Mr. Funny Face over here is doing quite a good job denying quite a lot of the creeps over here. 7 denies already. And in a pretty good position in the lanes right now, the Doctor. Trying to see if he could deal some damage over here, but ISB, he has the Nightmare ready. But Mugiwara is in full HP, so he might not want to go ahead with this. Sunshine doing pretty well with the last hit. 18 last hits to 14 in terms of the mid lane over here, and they are still neck and neck. Let's see what Reinformation will be able to do with his souls getting slowly stacked up over here, as he will be able to take a higher last hit damage onto the Crips. Sunshine pops out the invisible rune and will be able to just take one hit, and it seems like someone has died over here. Oh, they took down the Slaughter.
Top is missing.
Okay, not doing very well with the stream right here. Just kind of missing quite a couple of kills over here, so I'll need to pay a bit more attention. Sunshine managed to get the bottle, and Castle, he's got enough. He has been using his spells pretty well so far to time his last hits, as well as dealing damage onto Reinformation. Friendly Peanut topping the last hits charts this time. Let's just start out the sentry wards. Last word onto ISB will taking down a couple of damage. Mugiwara immediately tries to see if they could go ahead with that, but there's this silence coming out from Friendly Peanut. Oh, just a couple more damage. He's managed to suck the life off the Doctor, and he will be able to survive a little while longer.
A soldier's fortune.
The Doctor will be able to take the 5-minute rune and steal it. Friendly Peanut. Oh, just last hit managed to get him from the blood right. 4-0 is the score. Again, winning the early lane phase with the stun coming out, and that double H onto that Hex is there. Just a couple more hits, but there's not enough to see. Oh, he has double H once again. That stun coming out from Andrew, just nice for him to be able to stop him from using his double H onto Andrew, and he will salve himself up to safety.
Middle is missing.
Rotations coming up from the silencer at the mid lane. Looks like nothing's gonna do much so far. Python has been left alone for a while. He's not doing so well. But I think he's gonna be fine later on into the game. Let's just see how it turns out for the formation.
Middle is missing.
Managed to see he has managed to keep up onto the last hit charts, and now topping the last hits charts just against Friendly Peanut themselves, winning against Emperor. Tries to TP in, but it looks like the Python will be able to take him down with the creeps and the bucks. Doctor hiding himself in the trees just to see if he can leech a couple of EXPs over here, as he won't be able to deal much until Mugiwara comes down. Maybe Friendly Peanut try to see if he could just harass the Doctor out, the damage he's dealing, just try to counter each other, dealing a couple of harassment damage here and there while they play a relatively safe game. Don't want to be committing too much over there. Friendly Peanut dropping down low. He has not skilled a single point in his Blood Rage, but he's doing very well at maintaining himself in the lane. With the help of IASB, it seems that they will not want to commit themselves too much for this. Emperor positioning himself. Getting ready. That stun's coming out. First stuns. The Swamps, Baifan immediately start targeting onto Emperor. That's the one that he won. Funny Face trying to come out. He still has a Stomp available. He will use it to stop the aggression coming out from Baifan. But then here comes the stop back from Andrew. There will be a time fight onto Baifan. That Hex coming out just nice. Will be able to save Funny Face from getting killed by Baifan. And they will shrine themselves up and get themselves back to full HP. As V found himself, he will steal, tries to steal the creeps there. And at the mid lane, it seems like the formation is doing pretty well. Stacked himself a couple of creeps and has managed to get himself more last hits for him, and as well as putting up his souls to 33 right now. Sunshine. He has the haste rune. See whether he wants to do a rotation over here. The teams has already TP'd in. Andrew will try to see if he could bait them out. See if they want to go on to Baifan. Here goes. He has popped up the haste. Immediately comes out from the back. He has Thunder Ruff available as well. Looks like Emperor will be the one that they are looking for, and he will be the ones to fall. Funny Face will be the next one to fall, as they have enough burst damage to just take him down. And that rotation with the haste rune coming out from Sunshine gives them 2 kills at the top. Sunshine still have a couple of hits, still have the haste rune previously available, and he just harass them a little bit, and then he'll make his move away. Peanut haven't queued up anything in his item here, so I'm not exactly sure what he's looking for. Would be interesting to see what is his itemization over here, as he will be dealing with the Zeus as well as the Terrorblade going into the late game. So the itemization coming out from Friendly Peanut as the Bloodseeker will be pretty damn important. Dealing with illusions will be something that he will try to rely on Reformation as well as Emperor on the Lion. But if they were to push this to late game, then definitely Terrorblade has an advantage over the Bloodseeker. And they will definitely not want to get themselves caught in the same situation as they had in the previous game, where they were leading pretty early towards the game, but then they start losing a little bit more focus. They want to chase him down. Hex onto Baifan. Managed to get the double H out, but he will be able to push away, so survival there, not going to be too difficult. Andrew dropping down low already. Oh, that's good. Immediately comes out with the Stomp, and the double H will take down Andrew. He was a little bit of a misposition over there. He should realize that there was enough stuns available to just take him down. Sunshine got the Arcane Rune this time, and he will be making himself away, making himself pop, and he will be able to spot down Emperor. Not in a good position this time. Immediately with the Bolt Arcane. Oh, but ISB with the nice timely rotation onto the TP. He managed to get a finger out to take down the Weaver. But ISB came with the with the Fiend's Grip just in time to take down Sunshine. The rotations coming out from the Shadow Fiend as well managed to get them 3 kills at the expense of just Emperor himself. So once again, the same pattern as we see from the first game, where the Sunshine's team tries to come up with the rotation, but he was then countered by the timely TPs coming in from the supports as well as Reformation to counter that fight, and they have managed to come down on top on that fight. Immediately trying to see if they could put some pressure onto the towers of the Dire team in the tier 2. But at the same time, it seems that Mugiwara has already start queuing himself up the Dragonlance, and they have enough creeps, looks like, because all of the heroes of the Radiant team are scattered at top, so they won't be able to come back and save this on time. Mugiwara will take the tower, and Emperor is the only one who is at the bottom right here. He will TP himself away as they don't have any disables to stop his TP, so they managed to get that one for free. Sunshine scouts out another rune. He has been taking all the runes so far, and with that runes he has been trying to do a little bit more for his team with the Thunder Wrath as well, his Arcane Bolt. lightning bolt, not arcane bolt, arc lightning and lightning bolt. Andrew, not near to his blink dagger so far, so he will have to take more time and spend a little bit more time being greedy until he will be able to come online. The doctor not in a good position, probably looking for too deep of a ward right there. Immediately gets removed and scouted out by Emperor, and he will be able to take the kill. Funny Face has already gotten himself a Hood of Defiance, and he started queuing up his Blink Dagger and see whether he will be able to get that out, because that will be their main initiation tool as well for the side of the Radiant side, besides Bane's Fiend's Grip. The item so far looks like Friendly Peanut has already completed his Blade Mail as his first item. But so far he hasn't really been on the aggressive side and has been doing any aggression. So I think he's just still looking up for just when I said it, he immediately started looking onto the Doctor, and looks like the Doctor will fall. Mugiwara tries to wrap around from the back, but the speed is too much coming out from Friendly Peanut. He will be able to run away to safety. Like just when I said that he wasn't too aggressive, and he immediately shows his aggression over there. These guys must definitely be listening to my stream. Formation waiting for the 14-minute rune, and looks like it will be an illusion. Not too game changing over here. ISB immediately comes up with the Fiend's Grip. Emperor is there with the stun as well, but there won't be he shouldn't be stunning too early over there. The Hex is coming up, and they will be able to get the kill regardless, as ISB sucks the life out of him. Teams coming up won't be able to save him in time, but they did TP in the Doctor as well as Sunshine going into it. Once again, they want to find some passive time over here for the course of the side of Dire to start farming up. Again, Mugiwara has managed to get himself a couple of more last hits and slowly farming himself. Next item that is being queued up right here is a Yasha, and then I think he will definitely be going for the Manta style to just try to see if he could get rid of the Enfeeble. If it's coming up from ISB. Or the Doctor in a bad position once again. Immediately he has got the Rupture onto him. They are just toying with him right now, just moving about. And the formation managed to get the kill right there.
A soldier's fortune.
5-1. Emperor will be able to scout him out from the high ground, and he's just waiting if his team will be able to come. Waiting for the Centaur to see if he could run that. Immediately scouts him out, stuns him forward. Just a little bit. Oh, he managed to get the time lapse out on time, but looks like the Friendly Face will be able to be there to do the Stomp as well as the double edge to take him down. That Finger of Death didn't kill him on time, but that friend was there to just take him down. And once again, leading the game early in terms of kills, we have the Emperor's team leading the kill charts by 14-5, 16 minutes into the game. And this time, Reformation is leading the last hit charts, 132, followed by his teammate Friendly Peanut on the Bloodseeker. Swapped up. ISB and Friendly Peanut, they want to see if both of them could attempt to do something by themselves, but the rest of the team is not with them, so if anything they might only try to catch maybe one, and that would be good enough for them with that smoke. But looks like immediately the smoke got popped out. Sunshine will be the target over here, and just immediately the Global Silence coming out. They want to turn this around. Bane's already dropping down low. Andrew doesn't have his Blink Dagger yet, so he'll want to try to chase them down, but looks like they will be able to run themselves away. That Global Silence coming out from the Doctor just saved his teammate over there, otherwise Sunshine will be dead meat.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Emperor and the funny face is in position again once right now, and the blinks forward immediately onto the and will be able to stun. The double H is there as well. Emperor immediately hangs out. He TPs himself away. He knows he's not going to be able to survive if he stays there longer. Stampede immediately got casted out by the Centaur Foreigner. He's trying to run. He's trying to outrun Baifan, but it looks like Baifan still have enough damage. He pops up the pipe just to see if he could reduce the damage coming out from Shikushia, which just negates it totally. But Baifan has enough mana for him to be able to continue. He managed to dodge the stun. ISB is already in place. If he's able to cast the Fian's Grip, and that's what he's looking for, he turns it around, looks for the double H, and will counter, take the kill onto Baifan. Beautiful play by ISB once again. He is just always there when the team needs him. It's just the same as what the previous game he has previously played. In the Winter's Wyvern, he's managed to save them. He's countered them with the Arctic Curse and also the Winter's Curse. So ISB being the real playmaker in the team right here. Ace Room, they're just hesitating and not sure who do they want to give on this team over here. In the end, Lion picks it up. Next person that they might want to go to is Sunshine. He doesn't have the Fiend Skip available, but he has the Nightmare. The cast range is pretty short though. Once again, leading the game. Similar thing that we can see so far is that Emperor's team makes pretty good decisions in the laning phase, especially towards the rotations as well as the counter initiation or the counter ganks coming up from Sunshine's team. So they will want to make sure that they will be able to maintain this lead and try to see if they could pressure towers early on, because again, on the side of Dire, they have strong late game heroes. They have the Terrorblade, they have the Weaver, who will be very difficult as both these heroes can split push towers and entire lanes by themselves. So they don't want to go against a late game Terrorblade once again, especially when Zeus is around and the Global Silence is there. They will want to try to see if they could pressure towers a little bit more. Funnyface and Emperor trying to see if they could find another kill again onto Baifan with the assistance of the Blink Dagger. Emperor himself queuing up a Blink Dagger for himself. And looks like Baifan knows what is happening, so he immediately hides himself within the tree lines, and he thinks that he's gone, but they are not. He immediately bounces forward. The Hex is coming out, the Global Silence coming out a little bit too late. Oh, too early in fact. Oh, he will be able to get the kill still. Wait, how the hell did that happen? I thought he totally didn't get any more damage over there going on for them, but it looks like he still managed to take down Baifan over there. Baifan was really trying to be a bit safe, but it looks, oh, they will be bumping. They are not in a good position right now. The chain stuns are there, the silence are also there as well. Takes down, they bump into two of them and immediately take the kill. The Doctor, he is being scouted out as well. They want to see if they could take him down. Fanny Peanuts already started chasing him down. He does not have the Rupture available. Baifan tries to help out his teammate. The Eel Scepter is already up, and it looks like the Doctor will go down as well. They scouted out Baifan immediately with the Nightmare, and they are ready with the Hex as well. The Stomp is there, and everything is being casted onto him. Baifan was in a very bad position over there. Good plays coming out from the side of Emperor's team, and not going to be make the same mistake as they did in the previous round. They immediately start pressuring onto the tier 3 towers of the Dire side, as they know that 2 heroes are down, the Global Silence is out. They just try to start poking and start dealing damage onto the towers, but Zeus is already there to see if he could do something, and they saw Zeus is there and they backed themselves up. Centaur has that pipe and that Blink Dagger ready. He also has Dust available, so if he's in full mood to make sure he gets rid of Baifan as soon as he sees him. Emperor managed to kit himself the Blink Dagger already, 22 minutes in. So there will be more initiation ability coming out from the side of the Radiant team. as there will be 2 Blink Daggers and 2 Blink Stuns available, then they will be able to follow up with IAFG's Sphere Scream, Nightmare, as well as Enfeeble and the Brain Sap to just take down and burst down Python or the Doctor for that. Friendly Peanut, feeling that he's not very safe right here, so he's just hiding himself along the tree lines. Immediately queues up the BKB as his next item, as he's already got the U-Scepter to stop people from running away. You could see that usage of the U-Scepter just now managed to catch Python off guard and in a bad position. Well, the next person you want to look and pay attention to is definitely the Terrorblade, who has been once again trying to spend himself away from his team, slowly farming up his items. He's already got the Yasha. He's very close to getting, not very close to getting his BKB yet, just another couple of bit, at least another 1500 gold. Oh, he used them up. Python in the back position has been the one to fall constantly with the initiation coming out from Friendly Peanut. His U-Scepter, he's got the assistance from the Centaur Warrunner. They have used the Stampede as well. So Python not having the best of his game in this round. And taking on the knowledge from the previous round, immediately they start pressuring onto the towers. Sherifian also had his BKB already ready. So the next fight, if he uses this very well, he will be able to survive the fights. He scouted out the Terrorblade. Emperor. They don't have anything to chase him down so far, so he will just be able to walk away. Peanut farming in the lanes, farming in the jungles of the Dire side. Looks like they are splitting themselves up, trying to get themselves farm all across the map and trying to see if they could stop the, once again stopping the economy of the Dire team. ISB. And looks like their next objective will be the Roshan. And as both teams are ready, you see Friendly Peanut positioning himself for their Emperors available as well. They don't have any observer wards to see any aggression coming up from here if they were to TP in from the shrines, but it seems like the teams of the Dire side by Sunshine will not want to progress into this. Sunshine has already gotten his Aghanim Scepter over there. But regardless, they will still be able to take down Roshan, and the Aegis of the Immortal will go to the hands of Reformation.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
The wages of fear.
Going back to the farming stage once again, trying to see if they could continue this over here. Well, Bloodseeker's itemization so far will allow him to survive and fight against the likes of Zeus, and especially get rid of the Global Silence if he needs to run down into the respective heroes on the side of Dire, as they only have one stun available by Slara. So once he's able to get rid of that, he will be able to chase down the heroes of the Dire side. Radiant scouts out the sentry ward and just takes it down. ISB. They've positioned themselves up at the shrine, at the bottom shrine of Radiant, and trying to see if they can catch anyone trying to walk up this, but it will seem that they have an observer ward. They have an observer ward over here, so it looks like they will just spend their time farming away and avoiding fights for now. They won't want to be in a position to take any fights right now, as all they need to do really is to drag out the game and let Python as well as the Mugiwara Terrorblade continue to farm up their items. So the idea is that the Radiant side will not want to allow that to happen and will not want to give them any breather at all. So they will want to continue to start pressuring and push down towers. Looks like they decided to defend this instead, and Python once again will fall. The Global Silence coming out a little bit too late, and he will be able to save himself away, but not his teammate, unfortunately. ISB taking a bit of the damage coming out from the lightning bolt at this Nimbus over here. Sunshine's team once again trying to play a more safe game over here as they are not leading. They are down by 9k net worth. So on the side of Emperor's team, they will want to continue to just lay waste onto the side of Dire and try to take as much objectives as they can, and make sure that the Dire side will continue to be afraid to get out from their base, and just cuts out the economy of all Baifan as well as Terrorblade. And that will be the game plan for them right now. Seeing that they are all knocking onto the doors of the Dire side, slowly taking their time, see if they could catch anyone off guard, as they already have Emperor as well as Funny Face with the Blink Dagger initiation. Doing very well so far, trapping Sunshine's team within their base. And it seems that they're all grouped up over here, but they won't be able to do anything. Weaver looking for that Lincoln Sphere. He went for an early Maelstrom, probably tried to keep up or catch up on his farm, as he has been dying quite a lot in this game right now. He has already got about 7 deaths in this match, and his farm not too well, but he's still trying to keep up. Showing himself, slowly walking out. He doesn't have his Lincoln Sphere yet, so maybe just trying to bait things out a little bit. Oh, Andrew already got his Blink Dagger. Immediately start initiating onto Reformation. He's just so low, but he will be able to run away thanks to the Stampede Cast coming out from the Centaur Warrunner. Centaur Warrunner managed to catch out Baifan, but Baifan will be able to time lapse away. He will survive from here, even though he has the Rupture. And the Global Silence coming out, they want to counter onto this. The blink forward by Andrew, and he will be able to queue down the Centaur Warrunner. Mugiwara will be able to take that 4 kills spree streak. Emperor, immediately with that ultimate coming out to them, managed to take down Sunshine, and Reformation will be able to take the kill for himself as well. Silencer immediately buys back, just to see if he could defend the face right, defend the base. They will want to continue to push this. Shadow Fiend has got his Monster style available, so Doctor won't be able to do so much with the silence coming out, as he will be able to just Monster style himself away. 4 heroes up on the side of Radiant, and Dire's on the defending side, with only the Silencer, which has already bought back, as well as Andrew. 26-7 the score. Radiant side is leading by 12k net worth over here, and you could see that there has been a smooth upflow of the net worth as compared to the previous game. So far, looks like they at the 30 minutes they are still leading. They are still leading and still maintaining their lead. So that's has been pretty good, and they have been taking enough objectives throughout this game, leaving only the tier 3 towers as well as the lanes as their last objective to take. Friendly Peanut got himself his BKB already. He's queuing up the Radiance once again just to stop the initiation coming out from Slaughter, as he is the only hero on the side of the Dire who will be able to initiate onto them. As you could see, that Blink Dagger, Blink Stun coming in from him so far has helped them to counter initiate as well as to take a couple of kills on the side of Dire. So with that Radiance, he will be able to stop that from happening. Farming and pressuring the lanes. Iwara once again finding his space away from his team and slowly farming himself up. He has the Blink Dagger as well. He also has a BKB. Looks like he managed to get himself out from the towers and find himself a space to farm, as these on the Radiant side has been keeping guard of the gates of the Dire team, but he still managed to find himself a way out. They probably don't even realize that Iwara is out of the base, getting himself farmed in their jungle right now. Formation. Next queued up item is the Eye of Skadi, and he is not too far away. He will be the heaviest damage dealer over here. Baifan following the footsteps of Mugiwara, finding himself out of the base, trying to see if he could get himself some EXP as well as some farm. Radiant side playing very safe right now, even though they have the clear advantage and the clear lead. So, this is gonna be the same game as what we see in the first game earlier. Whether will Team Sunshine will be able to take back this game in a comeback format. Oops, I just realized that I'm still at the... Yeah, I'm supposed to be looking at net worth right now. Once again, the gatekeepers of the Dire team, they're just standing outside there, just making sure the lanes constantly gets pushed in, trying to make sure that the team of the Dire side don't get enough economy. But one thing's for sure is that Paifan as well as Mugiwara has already managed to leave the base and managed to hide themselves away from the eyes of the Radiant team, and managed to get themselves a couple of last hits in the process. Emperor trying to see if he can scout them out. Paifan being very patient, hiding in the tree lines. He noticed that something's amiss and he is TPing back just to get a couple of last hits from the creeps which are near the base right now. Next up, not exactly sure what the Radiant team is thinking or what is the next item that they're looking for. Let's see if they're queuing up. They've already got the ISK, they've already got the BKB. They're queuing up the Blink Dagger. The Center Warren has already got the Aghanim Scepter, so he's already going to be able to negate a lot of the damage coming up from the side of Team Dire. So he's got a Radiance ready as well, he's got a BKB up as well. So, what are guys waiting for? Roshan? 1 minute? Maybe. They could be waiting for Roshan. Just to make sure that they win the games, play it a little bit safer over there. And looks like it's going to be a little bit quiet for the next 1 minute until Roshan comes out. That finger coming out from the Lion, just spanning it out there. He already has enough money for his Aghanim Scepter anyway. Really like this 120 gold per minute talent that Lion has. As long as the game drags on, he will be able to build enough items or as much items as long as the game drags on, and I really like that gold talent available over there.
The wages of a golden thread.
Farming, and just being good gatekeepers, making sure all of them don't have enough space to farm as they slowly try to extend their lead. 17k net worth lead now on the side of Dire. Mugiwara topping the charts now, but he's not doing his farm as well as... Oh, immediately they scout them up, the Stampede's coming up. He immediately takes down the Doctor. He has absolutely no life in there. He found the Bane instead, but he will be able to get a counter kill over there. Mugiwara still survive. He has his BKB already over Emperor. Looks like he will be the next one to fall, but there will be a counter kill onto Paifan. Oh, just that last hit takes him down as well. In that kill, it's not so good. They've only managed to get two supports on the side of the Radiant team, but they've lost 3 of their cores instead. The buybacks coming out from Paifan, and they will want to defend this tower. And there it is, the Roshan's already up, and that would be the next objective that they are looking for. That was quite a dangerous play over there. With the Centaur War, and they managed to scout them out, immediately cast a Stampede, blinks forward and managed to stomp onto Paifan, and he immediately gets being burst down, while Mugiwara is getting himself a couple of kills as well. The supports are dead, but at the cost of losing the Terror Blade as well as the Reaver. They're definitely not going to be too happy with that kills. 39 leading the net worth charts by 23k. Doing pretty well on the side of Radiant side. You definitely have the clear advantage over here right now. So with the Aegis of the Immortal, all they want to do is just group up, heal up, have enough mana, and the next thing that they will want to go for is the high ground. And if the side of Dire team loses this next fight, it's gonna be a GG. Is looking at the buybacks, whether it's available or not. It seems that on the side of Dire, only the Terrorblade has the buyback right now. So the rest of them will need to be very, very safe as they don't want to get killed. Formation taking a lot of burst damage from there. Stampede immediately gets popped up with the pipe just to make sure that the stun's coming out from Andrew, but there won't be enough damage to take him down. It's too tanky Centaur over here. Not sure if any of them has the Desolator. They still don't have the Desolator. So the Centaur will be a very good tank over here, especially with the Akanem Scepter. He will be able to reduce the damage taken by his teammates as well as Stampedes being cast. And the next thing go, there it is. They want to go after that blink forward and that ulti coming up from the finger of the Lion, and you will be able to take down 2 heroes immediately. Centaur will be the next one to fall, but the stun's coming out. Oh, that Fiend's Grip onto Terrorblade. Terrorblade will have to definitely buy back for this one. Silencer is there, but looks like they will be able to take down at least one lane of Rex. There is no buybacks for the side of Dire on the Zeus as well as the Weaver. And if the Radiant knows about this, they immediately wants to go on for their next objective over here. The Doctor not in a good position. He's just bought back. Looks like he will fall as well. The GG has been called. Wow, it's a pretty good game over there. They've managed to take their comeback. They did not did the same mistake as they did in the previous game. They've been constantly pressuring the towers. They've been constantly pushing down the lanes with the help of Reformation's Shadow Fiend. Just look at the amount of tower damage that he's taken, 6,460. It's like basically taking every single towers that fall on the side of the Dire team. And as you can see from these graphs over here, they have totally has not lost at all throughout the game, winning in a very convincing fashion. 35-10 is the kills, the final kill score. And you could see that Franny Peanut and the Shadow Fiend has been constantly topping the net worth charts throughout the games, and Mugiwara and Paifan didn't have enough time to come back from there as their economy was totally cut off, where the Radiant team was being a very good gatekeeper for them. All in all, good game despite the picks. And we're going for a short break, and we'll see when do they want to continue for the final game of this best of 3 series. Both teams will be of pretty high pressure right now, as winning that next game will allow them to represent PWC in the IAFG, which has been the dream and the goal of both these teams ever since the Inter-Department Games was initiated. I'll come back in a couple of minutes and let's see how it goes.